And welcome to the channel here, everybody. Lucas from Mars, back with another episode of this LSO 22 Custom League, and we are really getting down to the end of the season here. Dog days in September. 5 days left in the playoffs, and you see the records there. These two teams splitting the first 2 games of this series here between them, the Monarchs and the Arrows here. And so the winner of this game will take the division lead with 4 days left in the regular season. So suffice it to say, this is a massive game right here. Zach Eflin pitching for the Arrows here in this one. And so far, after the first inning, both teams here scoreless. Dane Dunning going for the Monarchs, who has had a really good season, an under 3 ERA for him. Zach Eflin, a 3.8 ERA for him this season. That's not bad. There's a triple by Trent Grisham right there, 1 for 1, and he's not had an amazing season offensively, but they don't score off of that triple here. As we're in the bottom of the third, Gavin Lux will get a hit. That's the first one of the game by Indianapolis in this one. And then there's another double. Vladdy delivers with a double there to make it 1-0 Indianapolis in this game. Eflin still pitching here. Brendan Emmel gets a base hit to start off the fourth. There's another single by Jose Abreu and Alex Dickerson at the dish, and he's going to get a single here, and it's going to score another run. So we're tied up 1-1 with 1 out here. That's a big strikeout of Tommy La Stella right there, and they get out of that inning. So bottom of the fourth. Now we're in the top of the fifth here, and both these pitchers pitching pretty well so far in this game. Trent Grisham has another hit. That's his second one. And then so does Brandon Nimmo. Now the bases are loaded here. This is a big spot. Jose Abreu is at the plate, and Jose Abreu mashes a grand slam. Wow, a 5-1 lead for Kansas City just like that. That was a massive swing, to say the least. That's a strikeout to end the inning, but man, a 4-run advantage now for the Monarchs here in this game. In the bottom of the 5th inning now, and Dane Dunning gets a 1-2-3 bottom half of that inning.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so they get to the bullpen here. Brian Abreu comes out, and he's only pitched 12 innings. So, you know, the ERA pretty low, but really small sample size for him. But he does get through that 6th inning scoreless. And, man, Dane Dunning's got a lot of energy, basically halfway in stamina. So he can pitch quite a few more innings in this game, it seems like here. As, man, only 2 hits. That's the 3rd hit there. Danny Jansen with the double. Only the 3rd hit of the game by Indianapolis, whose offense has just not been there at all tonight. As back to the bullpen goes the Arrows here. 2 really good innings right there by Abreu. James Caprillion comes out, and James Caprillion is a sub-4 ERA long reliever there at 3.92 ERA. He's been all right as his team's long reliever. And he gets through the 9th inning. Dane Dunning is not going to have a chance to complete this game. Dylan Floro comes out. And it's not a save situation, so that's why they're not bringing their closer on here. Let's see. Dylan Floro has not had great numbers this year. A single and a walk, and now they're going to go to their closer. Now they're going to go to Colin McHugh here. And he gets a strikeout to start the inning. Bases are loaded with 2 down. We're going to go into this spot here, as Marcelo Ozuna is 0 for 3, and he's got the bat here in this spot. That's a ball fouled back. And so it's a 1-2 count. Bases juiced, and he is the tying run at the plate here. Here it comes from McHugh. And does Ozuna go? He does! The first base umpire rings him up as he does not hold back on his swing there, and the Monarchs win this ball game 5-1. So it got a little bit close there at the end of the ball game, but Colin McHugh does get that save. That's number 49 on the season for him, and the Arrows drop the finale of this series, and that means Kansas City has the lead in this division right now with 4 days left of their season for these two teams. And again, that is something that, really at the beginning of the year, and especially as you see the stats here for both of these teams, but, it's something that at the All-Star break was really not something that I considered as a possibility. I didn't think Kansas City I think Kansas City underperformed for just how good their offense and their overall team was. I knew that they had a better team than what they were performing as. I knew they were better than a 500 record. But, man, they've had, again, such a great second half, and they really have a shot now to win this division. They've been playing really well against really good division opponents. Well, I don't know. I don't think the Sluggers are a division opponent for them. But either way, like, they had that big series against the Sluggers, and they took 3 out of 4 from them, and they have won that series. So they have been winning big series coming up, and they actually clinch a playoff berth, and so do the Arrows. So we both know the Monarchs and the Arrows will go to the postseason. We just don't know which of them is going to actually win that division yet. But Nashville has already clinched a playoff spot, and I think they might have clinched their division already. Actually, they probably haven't because the Crusaders are doing pretty well right now. But we're going to focus on Albert Pujols here, and yeah, he's close to some pretty exceptionally crazy milestones in this game. Of course, in real life, had 700 home runs or hit his 700th homer in real life in this season, and we're going to simulate that. I've had to kind of go into a few games, but he's at 699 homers. He's also at 2,214 RBIs, which is really close to somebody very special in the record books of all time, as you know, not a great season overall for the Cougars this year. They're, you know, one of the slightly the worst team in this league, and they might finish. They're probably going to finish with upward of 90 losses this year. Nestor Cortez Jr. has had a pretty decent season actually for them. He started out the season exceptionally well. He kind of cooled off a little bit this year at some points, but he still have an overall excellent season. But Babe Ruth has 2,214 RBIs in his career. So, yes, Albert Pujols could accomplish with one swing of the bat in this game his 700th career homer and passing Babe Ruth on the all-time RBI leaderboard. That would be quite a moment. And, I mean, 4 days. He's got 5 games left to do that, so it'll happen here, but it probably will. We'll see if it happens in this game. And overall in the season, you know, 232 average for him, 20 homers and 64 RBIs. He's actually hit the ball pretty well against lefties, it looks like here. And, you know, overall, not an amazing season for Albert, but, of course, he is, you know, 40-plus years old. There's a swing. That's a ball hit well, but it's to the right fielder, and it's caught. I mean, I don't expect him in his final year to have a great season. He actually did a way better in real life in his final season in the major leagues than in this game. But, you know, overall, I mean, I'll take what he's done for this team. And, of course, nobody's going to really complain about what your final year looks like if you get to 700 career long balls. So in this game, Nashville is ahead right now 2-0. And Tony Sanchez does give up a RBI single here to Luis Robert, who has been really this team's best hitter outside of Justin Turner this season. But that was a big double play right there. So the game is tied. It's a 2-2 ball game here. This Paul Goldschmidt, 42 homers and 123 RBIs. That is insane. So, yeah, he's one of the guys you're looking at for an MVP this season. That's how good he's been. But we're in the bottom of the fourth, and here's Pujols again. He is 0 for 1, flying out his first time up. Here comes the first pitch from Sensatella. It's a fly ball into deep left field, going back at the wall, and it's gone! There it is! Albert Pujols, career home run number 700. He passes Babe Ruth on the all-time RBI leaderboard. He stands alone at number 2 all-time, and he's now only the 4th player in MLB history with 700 career homers. An incredible moment here, and he does it in front of the home crowd in Charlotte. And yeah, everybody's up and clapping for him here. The Nashville team is on their feet, and he's gonna get a long curtain call here. Salute to the fans. That is incredible. I mean, it was so fun to follow his career you know, follow his final season of his career really in real life. You know, that was something that was really cool for him, for that to happen. So, yeah, he's the 4th guy, number 4 all-time in home runs, and only the 4th, one of 4 guys to have 700 career long balls. Santiago Espinal just hit a homer there, and it's a 3-6 Charlotte lead right now. But, yeah, what a moment. That's pretty unbelievable. I kind of wish that the animations were a little bit more special for just how crazy of a moment that is. But, yeah, that's insane. And super fun to watch him do that in real life, and I'm glad that I was able to recreate it in this game. So we're at a 5-6 lead now. Nashville is coming back in this game. They got a couple of runs. They got 3 runs in these 6. Now the game is tied. So we'd say, oh, there's a home run by Paul Goldschmidt, number 43 for him this season. And now Nashville's ahead, 7-6, but a man on, 2 outs for Albert Pujols here again. Of course, 700 home runs is past him. He's done that. He's got that milestone in his belt. Here comes the first pitch from Paul Fry. It's a swing and a drive. Oh, baby, that ball's crushed to right center. And Albert Pujols into left center field. There's number 701. 2-run go-ahead homer in the 8th inning, and it's 8-7 Charlotte. Wow, he's not going to have a playoff hit or a playoff appearance in this final season like he did in real life, and that, I mean, that's incredible. One of his, I mean, that's a prime Albert moment right there, coming up through and coming up in the clutch right there to give your team the lead. That's what he does, man. He's just an unbelievable hitter, one of the best hitters of all time, and there's another classic moment into his repertoire right there. That, I mean, 3 outs away now from a win in this game thanks to the swing of Albert Pujols, and man, he knew it. Crushed that right away, knew that it was going to be gone. That's really cool. Very special. We will cover Pujols again in the regular season finale. We will have a couple of episodes that focus on the last game of the season. But yeah, we're gonna see Albert Pujols again actually in the next episode to close out the season for him. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be at least in the next episode that we'll see him again. But we'll have a couple more at bats that we'll cover in this game. But there's Kenley Jansen, and, a 3.98 ERA. He's been okay as this team's closer. He gets a strikeout here of Manny Pena to begin things in this top of the 9th inning. That was a beautiful pitch right there by Kenley Jansen. It was a 3-pitch strikeout to begin the inning. Here's Santiago Espinal. He's 4 for 8 in this series, and he's 2 for 4 today in this game. And he's going to fly one. That's a 2-1 pitch that he drops into right field for a base hit. As Nelson Cruz brings it back on into the infield, and Espinal is pumped up with that single. He is the tying run, and that is now going to be on base after that swing. So here is J.D. Davis, and 0 for 3 in this game, but he's having an excellent season this year, man. 31 homers and 91 RBIs, and 813 OPS for him. That's really excellent stuff from him. There's a ground ball, though. Sweeney's up with it, and that's a double play to end the game. And, well, the star of the show has to be Albert Pujols tonight for the Cougars, as he got home runs number 700 and 701, and RBIs number 2,215, 2,216, and 2,217. So, number 2 all-time in RBIs, number 4 all-time in home runs, and only one of 4 guys to join the 700 homer club. His first one of the day didn't go on by very much, but his second one did. Absolutely crushed it, and pretty special for me to be able to call that moment here. That's something that you've been waiting to see for the entire season. That's a storyline that I don't know if I built it up very well in this franchise. I mean, I was hitting with Albert Pujols quite a bit. His second half of the season wasn't great because he had 11 home runs at the All-Star break. So you're thinking, oh yeah, he's going to have really not much trouble getting to his, 20. He needed 22 to get, or 21, actually, 21 to get to 700. And you thought, oh, yeah, he's going to be able to get that fairly easily. But he's actually kind of slowed down offensively, and especially with the power as the year went on. And Brady House got an RBI in this game. But he kind of slowed down on offense towards the end of this season here in the last couple of months. And so I didn't have to go in there and hit a few home runs for him. But that would have been an absolute travesty if I did not have him get to 700 in this game, of course. So Pujols, 22 homers, 67 RBIs now on the season, and some really insane milestones for him in this game, and career bests for him. He's only behind, Hank Aaron for that RBI leaderboard. But I knew that he was, in real life, knew he was going to get to 700 home runs, and that was at least what he wanted to do. I didn't actually know that he was like that close to the RBI, to number 2 in ribbies. But there's his stats after this game. Again, 701 homers and 2,217 RBIs. He's also near 700 doubles. He's not going to get there, but 688 is really impressive. So actually, I would like to match kind of what he did in real life with what we end up having his stats be. I think that would be pretty cool, because I think he ended with 703 homers in real life, if I'm remembering it correctly. Yeah, 703 home runs is what he finished with in real life. So we'll see if he gets to that. He might. But either way, we're going to look at this game between Boston and New York, not Boston and New York, but New York and Montreal. And there's a look at the wildcard standings. Boston, 91-69. They basically have the division wrapped up already. But this AL wildcard race is absolutely insane. I didn't really get to read off a lot of that, but we have New York, who's at the top of this division, or at the top of the AL wildcard race right now. But you have so many other teams in the mix. Montreal is definitely one of them. But you also have teams like Toronto. You have Vancouver. You have the Diablos as well. So you got these 4 teams basically that are just same record-wise and just right there, right in the mix to get that second wildcard spot. I mean, New York hasn't clinched anything yet, so obviously they need to win still to do that. But yeah, there's a look at this lineup again, and again, the highest average on this team is Lourdes Gurriel, who's got like a 260 average, I think. So yeah, it's just not a great offense here for this team. Excuse me, sorry for that voice crack. But there's New York, 84-75 right now. Saw them in the last episode of this franchise, but they're 6.5 games back in the AL East. And, oh wow, he's going to get tagged out, trying to go to second base. Bryson Stott tried to stretch that single into a double, and he paid the price there by getting thrown out at second. Alrighty, and then there's a ground ball to shortstop, and that is going to end the top of the first inning. So yeah, 6.5 games back, so that means that Boston has already clinched this division because there's only 5 days left in the regular season. So we'll have the Boston Barons in that wildcard, or in that divisional round. And I think also the Raptors, I know the Raptors have clinched their division already. I think they're really close to clinching the top seed and the top record in the AL as well. There's Michael Pineda, 31 starts for him, a 3.77 ERA and 181 innings. Honestly, that is not bad. He's a number 3 pitcher in this pitching staff. And there's Christian Yelich, 25 homers and 55 RBIs for him, batting .280 this year. He's having a really good season, man. That especially, with kind of what he's done in his past few years. He's not the same MVP Christian Yelich that he was in the beginning of his career, but he's definitely picking it up this season. And there's a look at the starting lineup for New York. You got McNeil batting second, Aaron Judge batting third, batting .276, Austin Riley batting fourth, Miguel Cabrera, Ramon Laureano, Jorge Alfaro, Jalen Miller, and Ha-Seong Kim. And, I've talked about this team and what I just don't really like about them a lot already. There's 34 homers and 104 ribbies for Aaron Judge. it'll be really interesting to see who leads this team in RBIs. Wow, what a stop. And they're going to get the out. So, okay. That was interesting because I think that's Jules Cabrera playing first base for Montreal, but he didn't do anything. Like, he stopped the ball, and then he picked it up, and then he didn't even go to first right away, so that was an interesting play. That was a strikeout right there by Hernandez. Now my full count pitch, and I can't read these names of these players from Montreal very well because it's in white, so it's like impossible to see. But that's caught in center by Lariano to end the top of the second inning, and we got no score so far. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see who leads this team in ribbies. I think Riley is going to lead this team in home runs. I think he's got like 38 right now at this point in the season. But both of those guys, both Judge and Riley, both have like 100, and I think they have 104 RBIs, both of them, or at least, you know, Riley's got 103 or something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. There's a swing. Ramon Lariano, 225. Man, 20 homers and 63 RBIs. Those surface numbers look alright, but yeah, the 225 average is really not great for him. That pitch misses, though, for ball 3. Count runs full here with a man on first, and that slider misses upstairs. So, ball 4, and I can't remember if you walked. Yeah, I think that's... Oh my goodness, blanking. There's a slider that misses as well. Ball 4 to Jorge Alfaro. Cabrera, I don't know if he walked Miguel Cabrera to start this inning or not. I can't remember. But bases are loaded for Jalen Miller here. 207 average for him on the season, but he's going to deliver with a base hit up the middle. That's going to score Miguel Cabrera, and it's going to score their other runner from second base. Jalen Miller, 2 RBI base hit back up the middle. And a changeup that's kind of a little bit too much on the plate there by Michael Pineda. So it's 2-0. New York strikes first in this game. There's a fly ball, and that is not going to be run down. It's going to bounce off the wall, and they're not going to score. And that runner from second, though, I mean, that's interesting. I get that, you know, Ha-Seong Kim, or, you know, not Ha-Seong Kim, but I get that the runner has to freeze, but man, it seems like he should have scored on that hit right there. Yelich takes a look at strike 3 for the second out of the inning. Now 1-2 count to Jeff McNeil, and Jeff McNeil is going to swing and miss at a 98-mile-an-hour pitch there on the outside corner. Yeah, Pineda pretty fired up. He does give up 2 runs, but he does escape a pretty serious jam in that second inning. So the Honey Badgers, a couple of hits in that frame, a couple of walks as well, and 2 runs as we go to the third. And here is Jubal Cabrera. So 255 average, 4 homers and 18 RBIs, and a small sample size. I'm not sure how many games he's played for them this year, but not a regular starter for them. There's a fly ball, and Jubal is going to hit that one down and off the wall in left. So back into the infield goes Christian Yelich here, and Cabrera with a double. It's only his 6th of this season. Now Ryan McMahon is going to swing and miss. Circle change there outside. Part of the plate. A great pitch by Eliezer Hernandez. And yeah, Ryan McMahon, I think he was early on that pitch. But yeah, also look at these scores. You know, this is very important. All these games really matter. So watching that scorecard there at the bottom actually will help you out. Again, caught up with what's going on in the league right now. There's a strike 3 called to Nicky Lopez to end the third inning. So the Expos do get a hit, but no runs yet for him. Now here's Aaron Judge, 0-2, and that's a slider swung on and missed, and that was a wonderful pitch by Michael Pineda. Not a lot of pitches you're going to get, you know, a guy like Aaron Judge to kind of look a little silly on outside of that kind of a pitch right there. That's what you got to throw to a guy like him. I mean, who's just so incredibly talented with the bat. As that's a swing and a miss. Jorge Alfaro with the bases loaded again. Michael Pineda is allowing quite a lot of base runners right now in this game. But he gets another big strikeout, and here's Jalen Miller again. He's got another bases loaded opportunity in this game. 1 for 1, single on a ribby so far. There's a ground ball, or fly ball, excuse me. That's a into foul territory, and that is going to fall in foul. Now 1-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Four-seam fastball there at the knees. Pineda working himself out of trouble again here in the third inning. In the third inning, the Honey Badgers with 6 hits already tonight, but still they lead the game 2-0. So we'll see if those missed opportunities come back to really haunt Montreal and New York in this game. Lourdes Gurriel grounded into 19 double plays this year. That seems like a lot. Now 1-2 count here to him. It's a swing and a miss, and a slider that he just was fooled on. I mean, no other way to put it right there. Not a great pitch to swing at, and got him looking foolish. There's George Springer at the dish now. And he is 0 for 1 in this game. And the first pitch, a stolen base attempt here by the runner. I believe that's Bryson Stott trying to steal second here. And he's gone down fairly easily by Jorge Alfaro on that one. And yeah, not really that close of a play at second base. So now there's 2 down in the inning, and let's see what George Springer will do in a 1-1. Flies it over into left field, and Yelich is there to make the play. So end of the fourth inning here, still 2-0. Kind of what you expect from a game like this here between these two teams. That's a fastball, only 93, but enough to blow it by Will Smith. Right there, and man, Luis Hernandez is pitching really well right now, not allowing really anything to happen to him here in this start. And you know, 3 circle changes and 3 circle changes and 3 fastballs in that pitch sequence right there. And there's a ground ball, and oh no, that's a line drive. Actually, I can't really tell where the ball is sometimes because it's very overcast, I guess, today in New York in the stadium, so sometimes it's hard to see where that ball is at. But anyway, we're halfway home in this game. Bottom of the 5th, 2 more runners on, as there's a swing and a fly ball. It's very deep, and it is run down and caught. I don't know who that right fielder is for them. I think it might be George Springer, and it is. Yeah, okay. So, oh, and actually, that might not be George Springer. That might, I'm blanking on who else it could be. There's a Alex Kirilloff. It could be Alex Kirilloff out there right field. That's going to end the 5th inning. And Michael Pineda, okay, he's got a lot of base runners. I'll say that again. 8 hits by the Honey Badgers so far in 5 innings. And that is going to be it. Michael Pineda only goes 5 innings in this ball game, and Cole Stewart is going to take his place. 20.1 innings. That's a pretty decent sample at this point for him. And 14 to 12 walks. Okay, his ERA is 6 out of 6, so not amazing. There's a cutter that misses for ball 4. Ha-Seong Kim takes first base for Christian Yelich. Over 3 in this game so far today. 1-1 pitch here to Yelich. Swing, fly ball, deep to right field. I believe that is Kirilloff there at the wall, and that ball is gone. Christian Yelich with his 26th homer this season, and he will extend the New York lead. It is 4-0 Honey Badgers here in the 6th. Man, it seems like every time I cover a game played with New York, Christian Yelich gets a homer or does something of that kind. 366 on the distance there. 4-0 game. That's a swing and a miss of Aaron Judge. But man, Christian Yelich just seems to really play well when I have a game between, with the Honey Badgers in it. But man, end of the 6th, and the Expos offense has not shown up yet. I mean, only 2 hits so far in this entire game, and really just indicative of what their offense has been all season. That fastball was right near your eyes. My man, that was not a good pitch to swing at all. And we'll see the StatCast data here on this pitch sequence, but I mean, those 2 pitches were pretty decent in the zone, but yeah, that fastball was just way up there in the zone. 3-1 count here, and that is going to be ball 4. That's a walk. I believe that was George Springer. But again, it's really hard to see these names sometimes. But there is Will Smith coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Struck out twice already today. 0-1 pitch is a fly ball. It's crushed out to the outfield here, and it's gonna drop in. Ramon Laureano brings it back to the infield, but Will Smith will have a double into the gap. And actually, okay, wait, that was not really a fly ball. I can't see where this ball is going. I apologize. That was that had a 5.14 degree launch angle. That was not a fly ball. But that is going to be the end of the night for Eliezer Hernandez here. And really, really good stuff for him in this game. 6.2 innings. Only 3 hits allowed in this one. And he is responsible for the 2 guys on base right now. But we'll see what happens with them. And there's Sean Doolittle. 36.2 innings, a 1.47 ERA. Those are some great numbers right there for him. And a 1-2 is a ground ball. And it's going to get past him. McNeil does make the play. And that was a great play by McNeil there. The umpire was, almost right in the way of that play being made. But it was made. And so 7th inning stretch time. And New York, you're feeling pretty good about where this game is at right now. 4-0 lead for you. Here's Austin Riley. And Austin Riley's going to crush that ball down the line. Rolling way over into the gap and to the wall. And it's going to be a double here. Throw a little offline to the cutoff man. But that is a double for Austin Riley, his 25th of the year, and that's gonna force the pitcher out of the game and bring in Josh Stallmont, who probably should have just came in the game in the first place back in the last inning. But I plead my case, I guess. 33 innings for him and a 1.89 ERA. That's really, really good. Again, don't know why they didn't go to him in the situation there and went to Cole Stewart instead. But I don't make the decisions here. Miguel Cabrera is 3 for 3 tonight in this game with 3 singles. And counted 4 for 4. And, yep, that ball is going to bounce off the wall. And it's going to score another run. And out at second base is Cabrera. Okay, but he does score Austin Riley. And he does make it a 5-0 lead for the Honey Badgers here. That's a swing and a miss of Jorge Alfaro. That run is charged to Cole Stewart right there. New York's got 11 hits tonight, 5 runs, and they are well on their way, 6 outs away from a win in this game. And I actually think that if New York wins this game, they clinch a playoff spot. So keep that in mind as well. And of course, it would be a huge blow for Montreal's playoff chances. But that is ball 4 as Jubal Cabrera reaches again for the second time tonight. And now it's Ryan McMahon. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 2-1. Line drive. Base hit into the outfield here. And Christian Yachts will bring it back in. But 2 runners on. Nobody out. Finally, something is happening for this Montreal offense. There's a fly ball. Ramon Laureano on his horse. Makes that catch. Tagging from second and going to third is the runner. And that's a big out. I mean, you only got 5 to work with now, or 4 to work with, actually. Is it 5? It's 5 to work with. There's a fly ball to Yelich, and Yelich can't catch that ball, and actually bounces past him here, and that's going to score 1 run. They're going to try and send this other runner here, and the throw is not going to be in time. There's actually not going to be one made to the plate, and that's going to be a triple for Nicky Lopez. Okay, his 6th of the season. And, yeah, not a very effective route being taken by Yelich on this play. I don't know if he would have been able to make the catch, but, man, that's a kind of a costly route right there because it scores 2 runs. Now, Austin Adams comes in the game, and as their setup man, 49 innings for him and a 3.47 ERA. Those averages against are ridiculously good, 226 and 209. So he's having a good season here. 5-2 game now. 2 outs in the inning for Lourdes Gurriel Jr., and it's on the corner, and it's strike 3. My, oh my, was that a monster pitch right there to end the 8th inning, or the top of the 8th inning. The Expos do finally get something going and get on the board here in this game, and it might just be too little too late. They're still down by 3 as we go to the middle of the 8th, and the Honey Badgers will not add on in the bottom of the 8th, so we go to the top of the 9th, and it's Kirby Yates. 46 out of 52 saves opportunities for him, a 4.02 ERA this season. looking for save number 47 and looking to clinch a wild card spot for New York in this game. And here we go, 2-2 pitch, swinging a drive from Springer. Yelich at the wall, he can't catch that one. It doesn't actually go over the wall, it's off of the top of it. And it's going to be an extra base hit. And actually, I think you prefer that if you're Montreal because you need base runners right now at this point in the game, down by 3 runs. But yeah, that was nearly a home run right there. But instead, 1 down now, man on third. As there's a swing and there's a fly ball. And it looks like it's going to be a sac fly. Laureano under it. He makes the catch, tagging his Springer from third base. And there's not a shot. That throw way offline. So Montreal will score a run, but it's at the cost of another out. And now they're down to their final out of this game, down by two runs. So here's Asdrubal Cabrera, and not even a starter. That's who the game comes down to. 1 for 2, a double and a run in this game so far. 1-1 pitch. There's a fly ball, and Christian Yelich is under it. He is going to make that play, ending the game and securing a playoff berth for the New York Honey Badgers in 2023 in this franchise. And one of the first teams to clinch a wild card spot in this league here. The first team in the American League to clinch a wild card berth. And they do it with a 5-3 win. Their starting pitching was exceptional in this game. And their offense did enough in this one pretty early on. But again, did enough to get the win tonight. And Montreal, I mean, it's a tough loss for them. I don't know. I can't reveal. I know who's in the postseason right now at this point in real life, of course. But yeah, it's gonna take some wins against teams like this for the for Montreal. I don't know why I said Houston there at all, but that's a big loss for them. I mean, especially depending on what these other teams that they're competing with have done today. But yeah, Luis Hernandez, 6.2 innings and only 3 hits allowed for him, 6 strikeouts in this game. The loss goes to Michael Pineda. Kirby Yates with his 47th save of the year. And you take a look at this Expos lineup, and I mean, again, the best batting average here is the 264 by Gurriel, who went over 4 in this game. Lopez got 2 RBIs, and Kirilloff got 1. He's got 61. Alex Kirilloff is hitting pretty well, I think, this season. And Michael Pineda, I mean, 8 hits is a lot. Only 2 runs allowed, though, so honestly not a terrible start, not a quality start for him. And it is a loss, his 16th loss of the season. He's got a lot of decisions, it seems, this year. Then the bullpen for Montreal was he was all right. But yeah, Yelich, 26th homer for him this season. He's got 57. Arabias Cabrera's got 63. And Miller got 2. He's got 48 this season now. And Hernandez, part of the game, 9th win of the year, 6.2 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. And that bullpen, a little shaky. Sean Doolittle gave up 2 runs, and Yates gave up 1. But overall, a good win for the Honey Badgers here. As we're now going to go to the standings, and you get a really quick snapshot of it there. And the Honey Badgers do, in fact, clinch a wild card berth. The Barons had already clinched the division there. So that's a big W next to the Honey Badgers' name. And the Firebirds is sitting at 81 and 78. And then the Expos sitting at 81 and 79 right now. So yeah, you can tell this is a crazy close in a wild card sequence here between some of these other teams. And of course Toronto also figures into it. So we're gonna simulate these 3 other teams and these other games that really matter in this race at the moment. And Toronto gets a big win over Winnipeg, 10-3. I mean, absolutely went off in this game offensively. Winnipeg, 91 losses on that for them on this season here. But yeah, see 3 RBIs in this game by Pete Alonso. Looks like he had a 3-run homer. Or actually, no, he did not have a home run. But Vasquez had a couple of RBIs. Myers had a couple of RBIs as well. Overall, pretty evenly split in terms of the runs scored. And yikes, that is not a good start for Joe Walk. 2 innings, 6 hits, and 7 runs allowed. He's got a 10.88 ERA right now. Ugh, that is rough, and that's probably going to mean that I don't want him to be starting for this team going into next season. But yeah, that's a bad ERA right there. But another win here, Mexico City gets a big-time victory. They're at right now at 82 and 78, so they're in a really good spot. Actually, I think they have I don't know if they have a game over some of these other teams, but yeah, that's a big win. A 1-2 win in extra innings. So look at this game. You had nobody score for the first 8 innings of this game, and then you had each team trade a run in the 9th, and then Mexico City winning it in the bottom of the 10th inning. So that's pretty crazy. Yasmani Grandal hit a home run, and that's pretty crazy as well. Because, man, I mean, he's got over 50 homers, I think, now this season. But Max Fried pitched 7 scoreless innings. Joey Yamamoto also pitched over 7 scoreless innings, 7.1 innings. Both pitchers, starting pitchers at least, gave up only 4 hits. And the loss goes to Jose Iglesias. So the last team that we want to simulate a game here with is this team, the Vancouver Vandals and the San Diego Sharks. And another tightly contested pitchers duel type of game right here. And Vancouver absolutely needed it right now. 81 and 79. They're only 2 games above 500. But man, oh man, they absolutely needed that win. A 1-0 game. As you get to see the box score. Not a lot to see there. Luke Weaver, only 4 innings, which is kind of not as much as I would expect in a game like this. But 4 innings, 3 hits, 4 walks, so that's maybe why he only went 4 innings, but 4 strikeouts. And then the bullpen just shut the door down. I mean, Walker, Hernandez, Garcia, Richard Blair, and Anderson had an incredible game. Wade Miley only gave up 1 run, but there you see the rate there. So the Raptors have actually clinched the best record in the American League here already, which is pretty cool right there. So they already know they're going to be the top seed. Meanwhile, the Honey Badgers there, and you see Firebirds, Diablos all tied up, and the Vandals and Expos a game back. Meanwhile, in the National League West, I've kind of mentioned this race a little bit throughout this series, but I mean, the Bees had a 5-game lead pretty late into the season on the Rattlers. The Rattlers have had a really, really good month this month here, and they are now tied at 84 and 75 with the Bees. And here's an excellent matchup. You got Luis Patino and Jack Leiter, 2 really young pitchers here, 2 guys that both of these teams look to be starters, big-time starters for them in the future. And this is a really interesting matchup right here. Yeah, I really didn't think that Colorado had much of a shot at this division for a while. They were only, 69 and 66 for a while in a couple episodes ago. So they were, basically a 500 team. But again, they've had a really hot streak right now. They're a hot team at the moment here. And yeah, this is definitely the weakest division out of any in this league. Jack Leiter here, 31 innings for him, 23 hits allowed, a 1.21 whip, 24 strikeouts, which is not bad. I mean, those are not bad numbers by any means for a rookie, 21 years old, a guy that hasn't even had a full minor league season of experience under his belt. Those are numbers I will take those numbers from a guy like him any day of the week. As that ball falls in and into center field and trying to go to second here and actually making it there is the batter. Who is that? So that is Josh Rojas with 27 doubles on the year. 2 men on, nobody out. Here's Mookie Betts. And again, I talked about his injury plenty this season, but also just talked about how he's a little struggling with the bat. 767 OPS. Not bad, but it's just pretty much an average bat for him this season. And that's not what he is. There's a ground ball. A beautiful stop by C.J. Cron. They will get the out. So they get 1 out. They get Mookie Betts there going to first, but now second and third with only 1 out. Let's take a look at this lineup here for the Rattlers. You got Josh Rojas leading off. Ryan Reynolds batting 307. Mookie Betts, Carlos Correa, Wilson Contreras batting 270. Bobby Dolbeck, Adam Engel, Francisco Mejia, and Andres Jimenez. I'm not sure. They showed their stolen bases this season. I don't know whether they were ranked Exactly. But there's Carlos Correa, who has struggled against righties this year, only batting .236 against them this season. He doesn't even have double-digit homers this year. And again, the injury is part of that, but he also hasn't been excellent this year. I really am interested to see, of course, this season's not over for Colorado, but I'm really interested to see what a full season with all these guys healthy all year would look like for this team, because this team has got the talent, man. Wilson Contreras having almost a career season right now, batting .270 with an over 800 OPS and 18 homers. That's strike three. That's a big cut. That's a big K right there by Jack Leiter to get out of the top of the first inning. But yeah, I wonder what this team would look like. You know, if you got Mookie Betts and Carlos Correa at full strength, healthy for a full season, and those guys were hitting as well as they should, and then you got the likes of Wilson Contreras hitting really well, and Brian Reynolds. I mean, this team would be kind of dangerous, I think, at least offensively. There's Luis Patino, 22 innings for him, a 1.55 ERA, 11 walks, 23 hits so far. Yeah, I mean, a 3.27 ERA, that's not bad. We'll take those numbers for him, but could be a little bit improved. 25 stolen bases and a .289 average for Nick Madrigal this season. He's been a really good leadoff hitter. He's doing what Salt Lake needs him to do, and that's get on base, of course. So let's take a look at this lineup for the Bees here. And remember, back to last episode, they do not have Ronald Acuna Jr. anymore. He got hurt, and his season is over, so that's a big blow for them. Joey Wendell batting second for them. TJ Crone batting third. Teoscar Hernandez, Miguel Andujar, Luis Torrens, who's really struggled in his last 10 games. DJ Stewart, Odubel Herrera, and Elias Diaz there at the very bottom of the batting order. Here's Joey Wendell. 280 average is .716 OPS for him. Not bad numbers necessarily, but not amazing numbers either. He's going to swing and crush this ball to right field, though, and Mookie Betts is going to watch that ball go into the water, I think, over there in right. Wow, okay. Joey Wendell blasts a home run, his 7th of the season, after I talked kind of a little trash about him this year. Man, already kind of proved me wrong with that swing right there. Yeah, that's, I mean, he's not a home run hitter, that's for sure. He doesn't just, not a guy that cranks a lot of extra base hits out in a season, but that ball was crushed. 365 on the distance, and it did it go into the pond? I think it went into the water out there near the rocks in right field. It was just short of those rocks. There's a ground ball, double play. Good scoop by Bobby Dolbeck at first to end the inning. But yeah, Joey Wendell with a bomb here, and both teams with 2 hits. But the Bees have the lead after 1 in Salt Lake. As here's Bobby Dolbeck, 221 average for him, a 665 OPS. Yeah, 23 homers, 67 RBIs. Those numbers look alright, but the average and on base is just not good at all for Bobby Dolbeck this season. He's really struggling there in that department. That is a throw that carries CJ Crone off the bag. That's going to be an error on a Madrigal here, and this is a bad error. I mean, not a play that needs to be rushed by any means right here. And that throw just took him off the bag way a little bit offline there. And here's Adam Engel, and I mentioned Adam Engel's season. He's actually doing pretty well, man. 271 average, 760 OPS, 11 homers and 46 ribbies. I mean, that's better numbers than I would expect from a guy like him. And there's a swing and a miss on a slider down at the knees. So Jack Leiter gets a big strikeout here. And look at that pitch. Wow, that was a really great pitch right there, just out in front of it. And now it's Francisco Mejia, as the first pitch is a ball high, and Mejia's 255 average is 746 OPS, 12 homers and 42 ribbies for him. Yeah, I think a lot of the defense, I think that he has some defensive value, and maybe that's where his, OPS is coming. I guess OPS doesn't have anything to do with defense, but overall, he's a rookie, and that's a strikeout right there. Jim Jimenez strikes out. That's a strikeout of the side by Jack Leiter in that second inning, so he just kind of popped off of that frame right there. But, yeah, I mean, I'll take those numbers from a rookie catcher like Francisco Mejia. I'm totally fine with that season from and there's Luis Torrens. I'm not very happy with what he's been doing since he got called up to this team. With a couple months left in the season, that's strike 3. And Patino, really good off-speed pitch here for him. Started out in the zone near the outside corner, and it just curls out of the zone. No chance to hit that. Way late on that pitch, actually. So now 2 down here in the second, and it's DJ Stewart, and this is, a guy that they traded for, the Bees did, and, 871 OPS. You can't deny that. 14 homers, 37 ribbies. I mean, he's going to take a much bigger role on this team next year, for sure. He's going to be a full-time starter next year on this team. He does swing and miss, though, at that changeup outside for strike 3. DJ Stewart is just not a flashy guy. He's not a huge power hitter or anything. He's not really a crazy on-base guy. He's solid. He's actually a really good on-base guy, I guess. That's his strength for sure. But yeah, he's not an insane guy that's going to blow you away with some record kind of statistics, but he's just going to do everything right. What a play by Joey Wendell. Oh my goodness. A diving stop. They get 1 out with that. But man, that was some great defense here. Let's take another look at this play again. Whew. Man, lay it out for it, and from his leg, or from his butt there, throws it to second base. That was impressive. Now Mookie Betts, 0-2 pitch is a swing and a miss at a fastball way outside. Jack Leiter's got 5 Ks here in this game. Remember, he had 8 in his first start of his career when we, the last time that we saw him in this franchise. He's got 5 already here. 3-2 pitch to Correa. And now he's going to get Correa on a slider there down low. Man, I think I just get a lot of strikeouts with Jack Leiter. He's only came into the game with 20 or so in 30 innings. So it's not like he's punching everybody out. But man, he's got great stuff. That cannot be denied. And there's a Dubo Herrera. Yeah, 242 average. It's just not nearly what Ronald Acuna Jr. was doing at all, of course. Now, 2-2 pitch. You don't really expect him to do that have that kind of a season, of course. It's unreasonable to expect that. But there's a double. Extra base hit down the line. Yeah, and all you really need him to do at 23 doubles is to just be at a, league level kind of for you for the rest of this season here. There's a swing and a miss on I believe that was a fastball there inside to Diaz. And Patino's got 5 strikeouts today, so he's got some of his stuff working so far with the strikeout stuff. As here now is Joey Wendell, and Joey Wendell's going to fly this one into right. Betts is over in foul territory. He will make that play to end the 3rd inning. So far, not a ton of offense for either one of these teams. Still 1-0 going to the 4th. 1 down here in this 4th, as that's a fly ball, or that's a ground ball actually down the line, and that ball is going to be bouncing off of the wall. It's a pretty short wall out there in this outfield, basically all around. I might actually raise the wall in this stadium. I'm going to do some stadium adjustments going into next year. I just want to tell you guys that. There's a swing and a miss. That's strike 3, number 6 for Jack Leiter today. Yeah, I'm going to do some minor stadium adjustments. And I'm gonna do some updates on these jerseys as well. I might actually change the Charlotte Cougars entirely. I might revamp that team entirely because there's another logo in the roster vault that I really like that goes with Charlotte. So I might change it to something else. But there's a swing and a drive here. Let's pay attention to the game, and that ball is gone. Shallow shot. That's a home run for Francisco Mejia. His 13th this season, and the Rattlers have taken a 2-1 lead here in the 4th. Big time swing right there, and not an awful pitch. It doesn't look like by Jack Leiter. 369 on the distance there, but it just barely goes out. Man, and it's a 2-1 game now. There's a swing and a miss. Man, that outside high fastball seemingly gets a lot of these hitters, it seems to me, by Jack Leiter. But 7 Ks in 4 innings and a 2-1 game going into the bottom of the 4th thanks to Francisco Mejia. So, yeah, I definitely want to revamp some of these jerseys. That's for sure. Salt Lake's jerseys, they're not going to change. At least these home ones, I might kind of change up what the away ones look like. But these home uniforms are perfect for me. They're like one of the best ones in the game, so I'm not going to change these. I'm not going to probably change these Rattlers away uniforms either. They're really good, actually. I really like these uniforms with the color, the purple color in there, and the purple sleeves and all that. That's a double by CJ Cron. Only his 10th of the season, but again, he had an injury fairly early in the year and missed a lot of time this season. But that was a big swing right there. So here now is Teoscar Hernandez, and he's 0 for 1 in this game. And he's going to crush this ball out into center field. Reynolds is not going to get to the wall in time to make a play. That ball is gone. And Teoscar Hernandez gives the Bees a lead right back. It's his 25th homer of the year. And, you know, he's a guy that's going to have to pick up a lot of the slack without having Acuna in this lineup. Those two guys, you know, CJ Cron and Teoscar Hernandez are going to have to be this team's big hitters going forward this season and into the playoffs potentially for them. That's a home run through 393 on the distance. And then there's a swing and a drive by Miguel Andujar. And that one's a no-doubter. Whoa, past the Freddy's Nachos and Hot Dog stand out there in left center field. Wow, number 19 for Miguel Andujar this season. 459 feet on the distance. And back-to-back homers here for Salt Lake in this 4th inning. And it's now 3-1. Or no, it's 4-2. I don't know why I said 3-1. That's not close. But, man, look at where this ball ended up going. Man, Miguel Andujar knew it. And, yeah, like to the left of that Freddy's place out there, the diner. Wow, 459 feet on the distance. 4-2 game. Now it's Luis Torrens. And now Luis Torrens is going to send this fly ball. It's hitting well, but Adam Engel does, in fact, chase that swing down and is able to take care of it for the out. So now it's Carlos Correa, who is 0 for 2 in this game so far with a man on first here. And we're actually in the 5th inning now. As there's a fly ball, and a ground ball, excuse me, and it's a base hit. So, you know, these pitchers kind of running into some issues in this 4th and, 5th innings here. 73rd pitch of the game for Jack Leiter tonight. And it's Wilson Contreras at the dish. The ball gets in the dirt, and Diaz, oh, what a play! He's going to gun down the runner trying to move up to third on that one. So, that's a big play. Now there's 2 down and a man at second base here. So let's see the 1-0 to Contreras. It's a ground ball. A nice play. Nice scoop by CJ Cron there at first. Ends the top of the 5th. And that's halfway in this game so far. Salt Lake out in front 4-2. 2 down in the inning. 84 pitches here for Patino. So he's not got a lot of stamina. That's a swing, and that's a fly out to Adam Engel. And that's going to end up being his last inning here. I think I might make Simeon Woods-Richardson a long reliever for this team going forward. His stamina is not really that great. It's only at like 65, and he gets tired at about 75 pitches or so. So he might be more of a long reliever in this franchise going forward. But that's a swing. Hernandez is at the wall, and he makes the play. Oh my goodness. If he wasn't there to make that catch, that might have actually gone over the wall. Wow, okay, not a, typical home run robbery that you might expect, but Bobby Dolbeck just missed that pitch for sure. So here's Adam Engel. 1 down, and yeah, probably the last inning for Jack Leiter as well tonight, as there's a fly ball, and that one will fall in for extra bases down the line. Teoscar is going to come up with it, but that's going to be a double easily for Adam Engel here. And 27th of the year. That's what I'm telling you, man. Adam Engel is having a great season for the Rattlers, and that is going to be it for Jack Leiter in this game. Dave Roberts is taking him out here in this one. But yeah, that's a decent start. Not a quality start for him. 5.1 innings. He is responsible for the guy on first base. But here's Alex Reyes, 3.62 ERA. You know, 59 strikeouts, but 50 walks is a ton. The averages against are really good for him, but man, those walks get him into trouble quite a bit, it seems, in this franchise and in his appearances, because 50 in 59 innings is a lot. I think he's only got like 23 walk per nine or something like that in this game. But there's a ball in the dirt, and Diaz is going to go to third base again, and he guns down another runner trying to move up. All right, well, that works for you. 2-2 pitch now, and Mejia is going to swing and miss at a fastball way inside. And not a good pitch to swing at in the slightest. And the Bees will have 3, 4, and 5 to come up in the next inning. But, I mean, the Rattlers kind of running out of outs here. Spencer Turnbull comes out in the game here at 184 innings for him and a 3.86 ERA. He's been really hot recently. He had an over 4 ERA for most of the season. But, yeah, he's been really good in his last few games. That's a look back at the home run that Teoscar Hernandez had back in, what was that, the 4th inning? And an 0-1, that's a ground ball, and it's a foul ball to move the count to 0-2. So, here in the bottom of the 6th inning, what does Spencer Turnbull go with here in this 0-2 count to Hernandez? It is a sinker inside, and, wow, that's... he went around, and pretty clearly he didn't do that. I mean, the home plate umpire called it right away. Yeah, that was not a good pitch right there, way inside. Now there's 2 down in the inning, and Miguel Andujar is up, and he is going to swing and miss at a slider. Okay, Spencer Turnbull there. Really impressive stuff. A 1-2-3-6 with a couple of Ks. So we're going to go to the 7th inning here. And can the Rattlers muster up anything else? I mean, this is a really good bullpen here for the Bees. And Alan Kolarek is part of that. He's got 40 innings, 0.1 innings this year, and a 2.68 ERA. The average runs carries is kind of high. But man, he's only allowed 5 walks all season. He's a good reliever, man. So this is going to be tough to get something going against him. And here's Andres Jimenez. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strikeout number 1 for Kolarek. Out number 1 in the inning. 2 down in the frame now. Brian Reynolds trying to do something here. 1 for 2, and he's going to ground it to Joey Wendell, who makes the play. Good scoop at first base by Crone. And 7th inning stretch here, and the Bees fans are feeling all right about this lead. They're up by 2. Now here's DJ Stewart. And there's a swing and a miss. And that's strike 3. So we haven't seen Stewart do anything in the times that we've covered the Bees since the trade happened. So just believe me that when I say that he's good, I mean, he's a decent player for sure. But there's Scott Barlow coming out. And in 42 innings, 31 holds, he's been ridiculously good this season, man. 2.14 ERA, 33 strikeouts, only 18 walks. He's been one of the best setup guys in baseball. So, again, a hard task here for Colorado. Let's see the 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a miss. Mookie cannot catch up to a 4-seamer there. That was at 95, I think, on that last pitch. Now, as Wilson Contreras is going to ground that one right in front of the mound. Barlow is going to make the out at first base. That was a close play. But a big out number 2. Here in this 8th inning. Let's see, it comes down to Bobby Dolbeck, who is 1 for 3 in the game. I mean, that average sitting at 221, not great here, of course. But let's see what the 0-1 pitch is to him here, and it's a slider. I mean, that was at the knees, but really kind of a lot of the plate. You're not going to see a better pitch than that in this at-bat, probably the rest of the way. Now 1-2, ground ball to Joey Wendell. And he's going to make that throw across the diamonds to end the 8th inning. So only 3 more outs left. Can Salt Lake do anything? And they're looking to add on. As we go to the bottom of the 8th. Turnbull is still on the mound here pitching. And he's done a great job and through 2 innings for him so far. As there's a swing and there's a drive out to right field. And Betts watches this one go over the wall. Elias Diaz with his 20th homer of the season, and the lead is 3 runs now for Salt Lake. So, I mean, Diaz isn't having an exceptional offensive year, certainly, but he got that pitch. I mean, that's a slider that was right down the middle, way too much of the plate by Spencer Turnbull there. 359 on the distance. And that ball was hit very, very well. Here's C.J. Cron. 2 for 3. Double and a single for him tonight. And he is going to swing and miss at a slider way outside. Okay, but the Bees do get another insurance run. It's still going to be a safe situation going into the ninth, but now the Rattlers got to get 3 runs instead of only 2 to come back in this game. I mean, this is huge, man. Whoever wins this game takes control of the NL West and is 1 game away from a playoff spot. And there's Taylor Rogers. 47 out of 50 save opportunities is kind of unreal. And a 3.58 ERA. That's you're like, how does he only have blown 3 saves with that kind of an ERA? It just goes to show you that there is luck in that part of that process. It does take a little bit of luck to get a lot of saves and a lot of opportunities in this game. But right now the Rattlers are down to their final out. And here's Andres Jimenez, who was 1 for 3 in this game with an RBI. But he's got to do something here. There's a ground ball, and that's a foul ball. So the count is now 1-2, and the Rattlers are down to their final strike. So let's see what Rogers goes with here on this 1-2 pitch. And it's at the top of the zone, and it's a 4-seam fastball. Only 85, but it's plenty fast enough, and he just looked at it for strike 3. The Bees get a massive win here in this NL West race. They are now 1 win away from a division title here in this franchise. Man, 85 wins now for them on the season. Meanwhile, the Rattlers fall to 84 and 76 on the year. Yeah, that was a fun game. I mean, not a crazy intense game or anything, but we saw some fireworks in this game. A few home runs, including that one from Teoscar and a moonshot from Miguel Andujar. And here's another look at the swing, at least there, by Miguel Andujar, who, man, just knew it right away. And here's another look at the final out, a strikeout for Rogers. But, guys, that is going to do it for this episode here. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't edited the next one yet of this series, but pretty sure it's going to be a lot shorter kind of a video. But Jack Whiter gets the win, and the loss goes to Patino. And there's the box score. Home run by Diaz, Wendell, Andujar, and Hernandez in this game for Salt Lake. Hernandez with 79 RBIs. That leads the team right now. But, yeah, next episode is going to be kind of shorter because I want to wrap up these division races. We still have a little bit more left to determine. There's Jack Whiter's start, 5.1 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. The rest of the bullpen, perfect for Salt Lake in this game, basically. But we still have a couple of things left to decide, and the biggest one of them is the National League Central. Who's going to win that division, the Arrows or the Monarchs? That needs to be decided. We're going to quick manage at least the beginning parts of this game. The second game in this series, again, if the Bees win that one, they win the division, so that's an important one that we want to cover going into next episode. And again, we want to go into some of these games in the AL Wildcard race. But we will only have 2 more regular season episodes until the stat recap, but then I will come out with those really quickly after the regular season is over because that doesn't take a lot of editing. But I'll split it up into AL and NL recaps for you guys to do that. And Luis Patino finished with a 4 ERA this season. I'm not sure how many innings he pitched in. He's almost pitching like 30 innings or something. So it's not bad. I mean, I'm okay with those numbers for him as a rookie, getting his first chops in the majors. But that is going to do it for me in this episode, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more content from me. You've been listening to Lucas from Mars. Have a great weekend, everybody, and God bless.